Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be baking some zucchini muffins, and I thought I would bring you along, show you how I do this. Usually this recipe is for zucchini bread, but today I'm going to be making muffins because I'm running short on time, and muffins bake up quicker than a loaf of bread. In my garden, I have all kinds of zucchinis growing right now, and so we've been eating a lot of fresh zucchini, and making breads, or muffins in this case, is one way to use up quite a bit of fresh zucchini. I do preserve zucchini. I used to freeze it. I've also canned it in the years past, but lately, the last couple years, I've been freeze drying zucchini. And I really love freeze-dried zucchini. It's so easy to use, and you can make zucchini muffins or zucchini bread any time of the year with this, and it tastes just like fresh zucchini. If you're interested in how I freeze-dry zucchini, leave it in the comments below. I do have an affiliate link in the description below, and you can click on that to Harvest Right freeze dryers. It will give you any information that you may have about freeze drying. But today we're using fresh zucchini to make our muffins. So first of all, I have to shred these zucchini. The fastest way I find to do that is using my food processor. For this recipe, we are going to need 2 cups of grated zucchini. So I've got 2 zucchini here, even though I have a whole bowl of it. I like to use the finest shredded grate. I don't know if you can see that, but it has these four little shredders. And so that's what we're going to use to shred this, to make it into its finest shred. All right, now we're just going to shred it. As you can see, it just makes fine little shreds. This one zucchini should be enough for one batch. And I don't peel it, I don't do anything. I just wash them and grate them. All right, this recipe is really easy. We're gonna use a stand mixer today to mix this up, but if you don't have a stand mixer, you can mix it by hand very easily. Before I forget, I do have my oven preheating at 350 degrees. And I also have my muffin tins. I have some papers already in them. You don't have to use papers. You can just spray the muffin tin and they should pop right out. For today, we're going to use some papers inside our muffin tins. First ingredients, very easy. This comes together very quickly. First ingredient is oil. You can use any kind of oil. You can use a light flavored olive oil or an avocado oil, any type of oil you like. I'm using a half a cup of oil. My recipe actually calls for 1 cup of oil, but I always use a half a cup of oil and a half a cup of unsweetened applesauce. This happens to be pear sauce because it's what I grabbed from the pantry. But apple or pear, whatever you have on hand, I can both. And I can both, and I use them both interchangeably. To my oil mixture, I have 3 eggs. We're going to add the 3 eggs right to the oil, and we're going to mix this together. Now that we have that mixed up real nice, we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to have the ingredient list in the description below this video so you can find it there too. So this is 1.5 cups of sugar. I know it sounds like a lot, and it kind of is, but 1.5 cups of sugar. This is a teaspoon of salt. I have a teaspoon of baking powder and 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda here. I have 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. And aren't these little bowls fun? I had a viewer of mine make these, and he sent them to me, and they are adorable. I love using them. And they nest inside of each other, and they're just gorgeous. Next, I have a teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm going to start mixing this before I add my flour. just to get that all incorporated. Next I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to slowly incorporate this in. Next ingredient is the zucchini. I've got 1 cup here. We're going to add 2 cups total. Give this a good mix. And there you have it. That is as easy as it gets. Also, if you wanted, you could add 1 cup of raisins and 1 cup of nuts or whatever you wanted to this mixture. Since I'm making muffins, I decided to leave those out, and we're just going to leave it just like this. Now it's time to fill the muffin tins. So the best way I find to do that is using a ladle. You want to fill them about 2/3 to 3/4 the way full, and that's a good size. All right, so we have all of the muffin tins filled. As a side note, if you would rather make a zucchini loaf of bread, this recipe says it fills 2 loaf pans. Today I got 19 muffins out of this. I probably could have done 20, but I filled these pretty full. One more thing before I put these in the oven though. I love to sprinkle my muffins with a little bit of sugar. You could actually put a little bit of cinnamon in this sugar since there's cinnamon in this recipe. So you could sprinkle cinnamon and sugar on the top, but today I'm just going to use plain white sugar. Just a little on the top of each one. And there we have it. Now these are going to go in the 350-degree oven, and they're going to take about 20 minutes. Keep an eye on them. They might take a little bit longer, but you'll know when they're done because if you press on the top of them, they will bounce back. Or if you put a toothpick in the middle, it should come out clean. All right, our muffins are done. So now we have to wait a little bit and let them cool, just a little bit. My family loves to eat them warm with butter, and that's typically how we eat it. These also freeze very, very well. These were in the oven for about 25 minutes. And if you want to make them in a loaf pan, they need to bake for about an hour. So we cut down on the bake time about half. I hope you give these muffins a try. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video. Take care.